Thank you, and welcome yet again to this episode of Business Chronicles. And today I am privileged to host. Before I get there, my name is Solomon Tumesije, and I am one of your random hosts here at Studio 84. Studio 84 is a space put together to empower individuals, organizations to, tell their stories and, along the opposition themselves as authorities at whatever they do. For we believe that everyone is an authority at something. I'm so excited today. I'm going international. Today. I have a guest this morning. Haven't known her for a long time, maybe a year or so thereabout. I'd been seeing her around over the years, doing big things in a country that is not Uganda. But today I'm privileged to host her, and she'll tell us her story. Nancy, I don't want to gamble to introduce you, so please introduce yourself. Tell us what you do. And, oh yes, I know her from a business space, like most of the people who have sat in that chair, BNI. So tell us what you do and what you do in BNI. Thank you. You're welcome to Studio 84, Nancy.
Wow, thank you so much, Solomon, for this great welcome. Yeah. I'm feeling so comfortable being here in Kampala and, of course, being welcomed at Studio 84.
Yeah.
Nancy Kihika is my name, from Nairobi, Kenya.
Yeah.
You can tell with my accent.
They can tell.
Yes, and first I would like to say I'm a mother of 3 children, so I have a family that I take care of.
Yeah.
I have young adults and a teenager.
Yes.
And of course, I am an entrepreneur in my country. So I would like to maybe share with you and the audience what it is that I do in Kenya.
Yes.
Being an entrepreneur, a mother, and a business builder.
Yeah.
So with my entrepreneur journey, I started a while back.
Yes.
When I left the corporate world, I wanted to have time with my children, take care of them, be there, basically. Like when they're coming from school, I'm there to pick them and be in their life.
Yes.
Because I never wanted to miss any event.
Yes.
Like any swimming event. So for me, that was very, very key, because you realize these kids, they grow so fast. By the time you realize they have grown and walked out of
missed.
Yes. Yeah. So I never wanted to miss that. So I left the corporate world and I got into the business. And there's business we've always been running with my family, my husband, that is in fuel industry.
Yes.
But I can talk about the focus that brought me to BNI.
Yes.
Now that we met with you in BNI,
Yes.
I think it's also good for me to mention my BNI journey.
Yes.
I have been a member of BNI for the last 14 years.
Hold on, Nancy. What were you doing in the corporate world?
In the corporate world, there's a company that is here. It's called FedEx.
Yes.
So I'm actually among the pioneers to start the FedEx in our country, and also to set up the customer service department, work in the customer service department. Yes, that is where I worked for about 8 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, Nancy. FedEx. You brought FedEx to Nairobi. Okay, you are among the team that, started it in Nairobi.
Yes.
Wow, well done.
Okay. When the franchise came to our country, I remember being in the customer service. I remember we used to have a desk in the same room with my boss that time. And we started adding, the company added staff.
Yes.
So, and it was a quite very, very interesting journey because the kind of training that we got, being trained by the company from Memphis, how to take care of clients. I love customer care, and today I tell people I cannot stand not having good customer care because of that experience.
I have a friend. She worked in a call center as her first job straight out of university. I think she feels the same way. There's a thing about people who have done that kind of work. They can't stand bad customer care.
I'm telling you. And you see, that's the backbone of the company. When you don't take care of your customers, definitely they don't want to come back.
No, they don't want to.
Yeah. So for me, the communication skills of talking to your clients,
Yes.
it's very, very key to the business. So for me, I tell people in any organization that if you don't take care of your customers, you can count yourself out of business after some time. Yeah. So I'm very passionate, and my people skills really, I grew a lot. As much as I had done public relations, customer care, and also I have a degree in entrepreneurship.
Yes.
But for me, that is key. Yeah. And how I communicate with people, how I interact with people can really tell that it is a skill that I don't struggle with.
Hold on, Nancy. When you say if you don't take care of your customers, can you mention, 1, 2, 3 things that you mean specifically when you say take care of your customers, apart from speaking to them nicely and being welcoming and all that?
In business, sometimes things go wrong.
Yes.
And we find maybe you are supposed to deliver a certain service or product, and the timelines, you did not meet the timelines. So that customer, of course, that client is angry.
Yes.
How do you win back that client? And most of the times I find there's a gap with most people. They would not care. And I'll give as an example, like when I was working that department, let me go back there. We have timelines to do deliveries of whatever it is. Maybe a parent has come, they have school transcripts, they need to go to the US, a certain university, and they have timelines. And for some reason, things beyond
go out or
exactly.
something. Yes.
You find the shipment was delayed somewhere in Memphis. It is beyond your control. How do you go back to that client? First of all, it's always important to wear the customer's shoes.
Shoes, yes.
Feel that pain. If it were you, how would you feel? So when you're going back to that client, knowing this client is angry, so I'm not going to argue. I am going to, number one, to accept this was wrong.
Yes.
Whether it was our side or not.
Or not, because you're all one global team.
Exactly. And you let the client know, I'm sorry, this happened, it's beyond our control, but our team is doing whatever possible to make sure that we meet the delays. All right? In case this client says, let's say, for example, I have timelines. What can we do? How can we let our office at the ground, take care of that? So for me, it's not just telling the client, you know what?
We did our part.
We did our part.
Blame it on the US team
Yes,
or something.
it has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
We did our part.
You can see here, we shipped it on the day we told you we'd ship it.
Yeah.
And
Yes. So you have to walk that journey with the client and tell them, I am sorry, this was beyond our control, but I want to promise you that our team on the other side, they're taking care of that. Even if that client, no matter how angry they were, they start feeling that you feel them. You feel the pain and you understand the situation and there's something you're doing about it. So most of the times you find people, they don't deliver services on time. And the person who is in charge to let the customer know what's going on, they don't communicate.
they don't communicate.
They don't communicate. And some of them, when they communicate, they don't give, an alternative, a solution. And that really does not resonate well with me.
And usually when there's a communication gap, human minds get creative.
Exactly.
They get creative.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm so passionate about taking care of customers, proper effective communication. Because effective communication is key. And even if, let's say, you did not deliver, call that client. Don't wait for them to call you. Call that client. Yeah, they're going to scream, they're going to hit the roof. But it's better to call that client and let them know the situation. So I would call, good morning, Solomon. I know I don't have good news, but I would like to have a conversation with you and let you know the progress. So what have you done? You have managed the situation.
Yeah. Before
Before.
they pick it themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Before they call you. Call them before. And express, I know you're not at a very good space with us.
Nancy, your BNI journey. Do you want to talk about your BNI journey or your wellness business? First, what leads to what?
Good. My wellness journey, yes. So when I left now the corporate world,
Yeah.
and I said, oh, I love what I do, but I think I need to have more time with my children because we used to be busy. And my babies were young.
Yeah.
Most the times I never wanted to leave my house, but I have to leave.
Yeah.
And you leave that child crying. I know many mothers will attest to that.
Yeah.
So I got a space in health and wellness. I never wanted to join my husband in our family business.
Yes.
I wanted us to meet at home. You go do your thing. Let's meet at home. As much as I'm a co-director in the company.
Yeah.
So I got into wellness space. I met a company that was distributing health products.
Were they in Nairobi already?
Yes, they were in Nairobi.
Yeah.
It is one known company. It's also here. I wouldn't mention the name. And I actually saw, wait a minute, these people, they're making a lot of money.
Were you using their products?
Someone used to sell to me the products.
Yes.
And that time, I remember this lady would tell me, I want you to buy these supplements for your children. They're very good, and some cleaning products. And I loved the product.
Yeah.
But you see, there are people who judge you. They never thought I would be interested in the business. You know, I think how we used to dress like airlines
Crew.
crew. And maybe she looked at me and she thought, you're doing so well. You
I
can't
know.
do this kind of business.
This is for foot soldiers.
This is for foot soldiers. And I tell people, never judge. You don't know what someone is looking
Yeah.
for. And so someone different told me, oh, there's a business that you can do part-time. But before that, let me pause a bit. Because when I was still working, remember, here I love this job. But I was surrounded by people who were in business, starting in my own house. Our very close family friends, they were all in business. So I remember every Sunday, you know, when you have small children, Sunday after church, you want to take them out. And every Sunday evening, I was the only one who would look so sad. Because when I remember tomorrow, I have to report to that job. And this other crew that I'm with,
Yes.
they're running their own business. So
They just have to drop the kids in the morning for school.
if
and
they have to,
I know.
and they can decide what time to go.
Exactly.
And I didn't like it.
So guys, if you hang out with a friend who is employed, don't hesitate to make them feel bad. You may be inspiring them.
I'm telling you. So because of that drive, remember, we still have the family business we started in Fuel.
Yeah.
However, being a very independent person, I always want to we create our own spaces in the family. You do this, let me do this. So I decided, this one is a part that you don't know. I decided to start a restaurant
Oh,
in Nairobi. Don't joke.
what kind of restaurant? Local food, fast
Yeah.
food. Oh, real?
Local food.
Hey,
So I borrowed money to start this business.
But Nancy, hold on. Why a restaurant? You can cook really well. Why a restaurant?
I can cook, but I can't cook in a restaurant.
Because I'm trying to wonder why of all businesses,
No.
why the food business.
The food business.
Yeah.
If you come to Nairobi, you've been there before.
Yeah.
Number one, people will eat anytime.
Yeah.
People will drink tea, especially tea. Tea in Nairobi is big business, whether it's when the sun is up there, whether it is hot, cold. So the food business really thrives in our country. And you can imagine the city center. You have all these people who, they need to go and eat. It's lunch break, where do they eat?
Yes.
And in the evening, most people, they don't rush to go home because they want to do businesses. Nairobi, people. And because during the day, everyone was busy. They want to meet at 5, have a cup of tea mandazi. And so that inspired me because every restaurant thrives.
Yes.
The market is huge. So I thought, it's time for me to become a billionaire.
I can't wait to see the
Kenya
billions.
Do you want to hear the story?
Why do I suspect that it ended in tears?
Now, so I start this restaurant. The story of this restaurant, there are businesses that never celebrate the first year birthday.
Yes.
Mine is in that category.
Sorry. You've been there, Nancy. You're one of them. You're one of those people they talk about.
I know. You see, you're employed, you want to run the business, you've never run the business before, you don't know how to set the systems, all mistakes.
Yeah.
So, of course, you employ people to do the work. You even have a manager. And I was quite young that time.
With all the good customer service.
I'm telling you. So the only time I was able to pass by my restaurant is after work.
Yeah.
Because I have work to do. So you go, you're looking at the books, and someone is telling you, we didn't have enough customers today. Like, how? So because it's borrowed money, you don't have any other money to inject back in your business. So what happens? You find yourself, you don't have money to pay the rent, to pay anything, and you're done. And I said, I don't even think I'm meant to be in business myself.
Oh.
Yeah. There are people who, you don't have to be in business. I got that as a comfort. And I said, I'm meant to be in the corporate world anyway. And business for those others. Yeah. Like my husband is a business person, grown in a family of business, runs business,
You're like, those are the people meant
Those
for
are
business.
the people. So you do the business. Let me do what I can help you. Any admin work, anything. Me, I can't run business. And it's true. And I left, I closed. So fast forward, still at FedEx. My mind is still thinking because I have a dream to achieve.
Yes.
Anyway, so when I got into this business now, the health and wellness, where someone told me I can make money.
Yes.
I asked, how much is the investment? How much time do I need?
Yes.
Because I was very now worried. I don't want to start another business and fail. And they told me I can do it part-time. I don't have to leave my job. It sounded like music in my ears.
The perfect option you're looking for.
Exactly. Remember, I don't want to leave my job first. I want to look for an exit plan. And it worked very well because in 1.5 years, I realized I have almost tripled my salary.
Wow.
So I felt so good. I went to my boss' office and I told her, I want to resign. She thought, are you out of your mind? Who leaves such a job? You're growing.
Yes.
You're climbing the ladder. How? And I told her, the reason why I have to leave, I want to do something of my own. I want to be there for everything happening with my children. It was sad for her to lose me because I was one of the best, and you become an asset to the company until your boss does not want to lose you.
Yes.
So that's how I started now the journey in health and wellness. And 2010, October to be precise, a friend of mine who has been our financial advisor for all the years in insurance, he called me and told me, Nancy, I would like you to come to this meeting. And I remember that time I had a small baby, my third born. He was 6 months old. Then I asked him, "You're inviting me to come to a meeting at 6:30? Is it 6:30 in the evening?" He told me, "No,
In the morning.
the morning." And I asked him, "How can I come with a small baby? You know, I have a small baby. We took insurance for him." He said, "Don't worry. You come. When you're done with the meeting, you can go back." And that was the best thing that ever happened. And that is how I started my BNI journey.
So you wake up, what, 4:35 a.m.?
So I went to this meeting, and the first thing I asked myself, where have I been? The vibe in the meeting, the business that is crossing. I gave business to this person. It's like, these people exist in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Nobody ever told me up to this time. And I decided to join immediately. You know, I applied, and of course, the process of being vetted, and I started. And I would manage, because we meet once a week.
Yes.
I would leave my son sleeping. I go to my BNI meeting. After the meeting, I go back home. I had to pay a price for the prize that I wanted.
How old was the baby?
6 months. Did I say 6 months?
6 months. At this point, you've left FedEx? Yes.
Yes.
So you go back home, you're looking after that child. Fast forward, 14 years later, you're a DC for how many years? You support how many chapters? That's
So
where I have many questions.
I know my leadership journey started 6 months after, because I served in the leadership team. Then after that, our national director asked me, "Are you ready for more challenge?" And my attitude is, if others can, why not me?
Why not me?
I said yes. So I started my DC journey, I think, in the second year of my membership.
Wow.
I was trained to launch a chapter. I launched one chapter. And then after that, he told me, you're good in both. You can launch, you can support. And I'm having a challenge of support. And then I was trained to become a support DC. And today I support 2 chapters in my region. One chapter I took over. I think I'm one of the DCs who has always had like 2 chapters that they support. So last year I took this one chapter that our DC was balancing between putting them back to a core group if they don't turn around, because we have a threshold of the number of people you should have as a chapter.
Yes.
So we visited with him, and he told me, "Nancy, I want you to be an observe and see what we can do."
Yeah.
And I remember that day after the meeting, I asked him, "What's wrong with these people? They have energy in the room. They're doing things right." But I realized one of the things, you know how people become like a club? They're so comfortable in that they have formed their own club so even growth, they don't want it. They don't want intruders.
Because exactly. We have our internal jokes. We have what?
Exactly.
Any intruders will just make this thing uncomfortable.
Yes. So he told me, "I'm requesting you, if you can take up this chapter, I know you can help me to turn around it." It's like, really? You want me to take this chapter no other DC want to hear about? And for sure I did. That was last year in April. I'm very, very happy and very humbled that I took over, because that chapter now, as we speak, we are going to hit 50 mark next week. 50 numbers.
Wow.
I sit back and wonder what magic happened. I went with my right attitude, that you know what, we can do it.
But
So
Nancy, breaking down a social club is quite hard.
It's hard. So I had to use my skills of, you see, first of all, you go and find out what's going on. You meet the leadership team, and they come complaining. I can tell you one. I remember when I spoke to the leadership team, they were complaining about 3 members who have been there since inception of the chapter.
Those historical members.
Now, and the leadership team would say, if these 3 members can leave the chapter can grow. And I said, oh, okay, why? Everything we want to do, they resist. Then I asked, okay, if that is the case, what if I take the 3 members and I take care of them? Are you able to deal with the rest? You leave the 3 members to me.
Leave them to me.
Are you able to take care of the rest? And they were like, yes, help us.
And that's what you did.
You do what you have to do with them, as we don't want them. So I realized here I have to win some people my way. And for this to work, the 3 old members, they're going to be my troops. So I took them in. We had coffee. And the questions were, being here, what do you think? Why do you think this chapter is not growing? What can we do? And I told them, I want you to help me. I've been assigned this chapter. You're old members. You understand the policy. You understand the rules, And for me, I can trust you that if you help me, we'll take this chapter to the next level.
Wow.
So I did not go to condemn them. Neither did I tell them what the other team is saying about them.
Guys, you're the oldest members. Why are you frustrating leadership?
No, I did not do that. So I told them, look, I've been given this chapter. I don't even know where to start. I don't even understand what's going on here for a very long time. And there's any other person you've been given, the chapter keeps going. So if I have to be here and accept it, you have to promise me you're going to hold my hand and we walk the journey with you. If you're willing to do that, I'm willing to come in.
But if I don't have you guys on my team?
If I don't have you guys on my team, allow me to leave and allow me to give a report to the national director.
That I don't have support in this chapter.
And we close it. We put you guys in a core group.
Wow, Nancy. Some wisdom.
I'm telling you.
Nancy, would you say after, 13 years of being a director consultant, of looking after chapters, that what's the biggest challenge that stands out?
Wow, the challenges are many. One of the biggest challenge is every time when you're having a changeover, because you find quite a number of people, they don't want to take up the leadership.
Yeah.
And they're scared of how are we going to do it. So for me, I find that being one of the biggest challenge, but I'm able to manage it. The other biggest challenge is a culture. You find maybe there's a culture that is clipping in the chapter.
Yeah.
And how are you going to handle that? It's a big challenge.
Culture is usually deep-rooted.
We are told culture eats strategy for breakfast.
You can come with all your strategy.
Oh, yes.
If the culture is off,
yes,
you're finished.
Or you can see a chapter is starting a culture that is not very pleasing.
Yes.
And if you look at it, if they continue doing the same, be sure this chapter will go down. So you have to manage that very early.
Have you had leadership teams that are just difficult to deal with?
Yes, I have. I've had
and
leadership.
And you feel like I can't wait for these 6 months to
Oh, exactly. A leadership team, that so difficult. Like, let's say, for example, I expect every week the leadership team has to meet to pre-plan for the meeting.
Yes.
So in that particular chapter, because of their culture, it has taken me about 3 changeover for people to get it right. So they would not meet. I asked them, when do you meet? They will not meet. Oh, the 3 of them, one is not available, the other one is available. So I decided, let me work with the way situations are. And I guarantee you, the third leadership, that is when now things will go right. Because I'll keep injecting the right culture.
Doses of, of culture.
Culture. Even if they don't meet. So I need to talk to them in a language where, how comes you didn't meet? So have you planned for the meeting? You know? So I keep talking about the same language. You guys, I'm trying, you meet. So yes, I've met leadership team that you find, you know what, I wish these people can just leave. Yeah? Or you find a leadership team where the 3 of them are not able to work together. You have a perfect president, you have a VP who is, not cooperating at all. How do you manage that? Right? So, but I thank God that with the both chapters, they're so aligned. Yeah. And when I see a problem, I actually have a way of navigating and passing the message to the team. Yes. So I bring out my communication skills. Sometimes, remember, these are CEOs.
Yes.
It's like herding cats. Sheep are easy.
They are all bosses where
Oh
they
my
come
God.
from.
It's like herding cats, Yeah. So you really have to be on the top of the game in a way. How do I communicate with them? How do I pass across the message? You want to be firm and with a lot of love. There's a lot of balance in between. Yes, because they're not your employees and they're running their own business.
Nancy, I hope this is my last question, but I'm taking you back to your wellness business.
Yes.
I know you recently launched in Uganda.
Exactly.
Take us slightly deeper in how this wellness business works, and I will share some links and your contacts in the description for people to reach out to you, but tell us, not too deep, but how this wellness business works.
Super. So being in BNI, I remember 2018, you see, everything comes back to BNI.
I was about to say in 30 seconds. You cut.
Yes, you cut myself, and I think
BNI Red
BNI
will come
Red.
out.
So 2018 January, I'll never forget, because I think it's good for me to mention this.
Yeah.
Remember, I joined BNI with a wellness product.
Yes.
So I've always been in that space. So someone came to our chapter. He had come from Canada. Say being at the right time, at the right place at the right time.
Yes.
So this gentleman came to our chapter, and I remember I was the visitor hosting, and I welcomed him. I showed him where to sit. But one of my colleague or my BNI member, he told me, Nancy, I want you to talk to this guy. The reason why I have invited him here is to come and see you. So fast forward, after the meeting, we had a meeting with him, a one-to-one. And he shared with me why he came to Kenya. Because this Canadian company wants to launch business in Africa, in East Africa, and he came to Kenya. And we went through the process, and he told me, Nancy, I'm looking for someone who can help me launch this business, and we build it together. I remember I looked at him and said, are you sure? He showed me the model. I asked him, is what you have shown me, is it true? I loved the product because this particular product, it's the most powerful antioxidant. It's called Fountain of Life. when I heard the story of Fountain of Life, it's not just like supplements that people sell out there or what I got involved in initially. It is an extract from a tree. The tree is called Norwegian spruce tree, found in the northern part of Finland and Norway. And that product is so powerful because it helps the body, or it helps to eliminate the free radicals that damage our healthy cells. And that is where issues start. It's not only an antioxidant, it is also an anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial, meaning it kills the bad bacteria. We get a lot of inflammation. People get a lot of inflammation in their body. So having 3 properties in it, I loved it. It is liquid in nature. You know, you can put it in your drink, your water, your tea, but it is recommended to put it sublingual, that is under the tongue, because it is absorbed very fast.
Absorbed faster.
So when I heard all that, I told him I love the product. So what's the business model? I looked at the business model and I told him, if even if a quarter of what you've said is true, then I am in.
We are in business.
We're in business.
And the rest is
Just let it be just a quarter of what, because it looked too good to be true. You know? And I questioned, because I said, if I have to put my foot in here, it has to be right. So, and being very conversant with some of the compensation plans.
Yeah.
So that's how I started this journey with a company called Opulence Global. It is a Canadian company. It is based in Toronto. It is the largest private fashion house in North America. You may wonder, fashion again? Yes, because we have 3 divisions in that company.
Yeah.
We have a fashion line. I don't talk about fashion because in BNI, because it's not my category. But we have a fashion line. We don't do clothes, but accessories. So all the accessories you see me wearing, they're our products.
Wow. I love it already.
Yes.
I love it.
Then we have the Department of Health. Yeah. So for health, we just have 2 products and what we call personal care.
Yeah.
The personal care is you go to the bathroom, you use a shampoo, you use body wash, you take care of your teeth, oral care. That's what we call the personal care. You use some oil for your skin. Yeah. So, but what made me sign that deal to become a partner with the company is the e-commerce platform. The model of e-commerce, it's out of this world. Many companies say, oh, we're in e-commerce. But when you ask someone, can you sell your product, let's say from Uganda to someone in the US,
And get it delivered.
And make profit.
And
Make profit, sell and make profit.
We are not
Is it
selling
possible?
to prove a point, selling to make profit.
You understand?
Yes.
Because I know most companies, they say, oh, we have a good e-commerce, but I ask someone, if I sell your product in someone in the US, will you worry how it will be delivered? Will you earn profit?
Of it.
And people now start to stammer. So the e-commerce platform, it's amazing. And let me mention about it. It means, when the company gives you a fully functional website.
Yeah.
You have your own website, a website that is functional. People have websites, but they're not functional. You have an online shop. And for me, I will recommend my products. You go and order the product, whatever it is that you like. And I remember immediately I joined, I shared the same with a friend of mine in the US, actually a relative. He wanted to buy that antioxidant. I told him, go to the website, order. He placed an order for bottles. They were delivered from Toronto to the US. And I think a day after that, when I opened my back office, I saw money. I was like, where has this money come from? It was actually the retail profit. And I loved the model. In this time and age where we are saying e-commerce is the thing, to me, I said, this is a God-sent opportunity. I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I don't have to create anything. I just need to align myself with the company. And mine is to talk to people. I know I can talk, right?
I know.
Talking in the sense that I can create good relationships with people.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. And I'm able to recommend my products to people around the world. Imagine being in Kenya, but you have people who buy your products from a country like Philippines. I've never been to Philippines.
Wow.
And the company will deliver to them and I make money. I've been able to build an organization in that country because the model supports us.
Supports people.
Yes. You know, today my business has touched 30 countries around the world.
Wow.
In Africa, we are growing.
Yeah.
And this is time for Uganda.
Yeah.
So in Uganda, I'm actually looking for people who are ready to take the lead, who can be that person who will take up the leadership. And we take Uganda to the next level. We want Uganda to be known in Canada. Uganda has come on board.
Wow.
And we take East Africa to the next level in the global world.
Wow, Nancy. Well said. Lastly, I promise, Nancy, what inspires you? You worked in the corporate world for a while, started a restaurant, it failed, landed on this product, you've banked it really well. You support 2 chapters in BNI, you're a member in the 3rd one for so many years. Where do you even get the time? Now I'm worried your peers who, used to chill on Sunday afternoons, I worry that now you're too busy for them also again. What inspires you? A book, a quote, something for your listeners, viewers to walk away with. If you want to be like Nancy.
You see, there's a quote that says, if it's got to be, it's up to me.
Wow.
Many people, we're getting to the end of the year. And I guarantee you, Solomon, in January, so many people will be writing their New Year resolutions. I never write that
About
anymore.
that. New year, new me.
New Year resolutions. So many people will come and write their dreams. And you find so many people have written very beautiful dreams. But the question is, do they have desire to wake up and push towards that dream? So for me, my dreams push me. And I realize for me to achieve my dream, I need to help so many people achieve their dreams as well.
Wow.
Again, help so many people pay their bills, yours will disappear.
I love that.
Yeah. Help so many people pay their bills,
and
yours will disappear. I read a lot.
Yeah.
I read a lot of leadership books, inspiration books. I listen a lot. People who've been there. I love this guy called Jim Rohn. He's late. I think he passed on 2005. But even when I started my journey in business, I would listen to Jim Rohn because his philosophy makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. So I recommend, listen to such people. And you realize the more people you help achieve their goals, you will achieve yours automatically. I've come to Uganda. I want to help people achieve, whether it is health goals, whether it is financial goals. Some people want to do business for travel, whatever it is. During that moment of helping them, guess what's happening? I'm achieving my own. So for me, I have a dream here, yes, but you can't achieve it alone. You need to help people achieve. Even at workplace. You know, when you share the company vision, you can't do it alone as a CEO. You can't do it alone as a chairman of your company.
No, you can't.
So who are those people who are going to help you achieve it?
Yes.
You have a team. Empower them.
And they can only help
inspire
you.
them.
Yes, they can only help you if they are also helping themselves,
Yes.
if they are achieving their dreams too.
Make them own it.
Yeah.
Inspire them. Be there with them. They will do it like it's their own.
Nancy, what's the last book you read that you feel every entrepreneur must read, or a podcast you listen to that you feel everyone must listen to?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
There's a book that I'm reading,
Yeah.
The 5 a.m. Club.
I love that one.
You do?
Yeah, I love it.
The 5 a.m. Club.
Yeah.
And actually, there's another book I'm going to read. I saw it when I was coming here. I'm like, how comes I've never seen this book? It is The Diary of a CEO. My goodness. I'm going to buy this book and read The Diary of a CEO. I want to find out what is there inside that book. And there's another book. It's a small book that talks about don't eat alone. That kick, don't eat alone. Very, very practical book.
Yeah.
So the 5 a.m. Club, it's a very, very, I know maybe you've read it. Yeah, if not.
Everyone who reads it swears by it.
Yes, look for that book and read it. I'm also inspired a lot by Maxwell.
John Maxwell.
John Maxwell.
Yes.
John Maxwell's The Leadership books. Man, if you're looking to become a leader, then you really need to read some of these books.
Yeah.
So that you even know how do you build a team, you know, the laws of leadership.
Yeah.
If you find maybe in your organization, in your team, you have one bad seed, how do you manage that? Because it will always make the other apples rot.
Yeah.
So for me, if you want to become that great leader, you have to follow the footsteps of the leaders
Who have been there before
who've been
you.
there before you, been there before us. Look for these podcasts. Go to, I know this, so you'll find it a lot on YouTube, about, of course, the John C. Maxwell, and the name is disappearing.
Has disappeared from you.
Yes.
Nancy, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Lately, when I get someone sit in that chair, you guys are all competing to beat the longest podcast we've had here. We're supposed to do 30 minutes. Now I see where it is. Anyway, I'll not see, but thank you very much, Nancy. It was such a pleasure to have you. I will definitely have you back now that you'll be coming to Kampala often.
Oh, yes. Anytime.
And we dive deep into all these things. You can even get 5 a.m. Club and decide to dissect it for 30 minutes.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Our viewers and listeners, Nancy Kihika from Opulence.
Yes, Opulence Global.
From Opulence Global, coming to Kampala really soon. She's looking for people she can work with. Great lady, great experience. If you're an entrepreneur and you're into health, wellness products, Nancy's contact and details of Opulence Global down in the description. I'll catch you on the next episode. Thank you, Nancy.
Jim Ron.
Jim Ron, yes.
Jim Ron.
Jim Ron. R-O. HN, I
HN,
think, yes.
Ron.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Until the next episode.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.